It is unbelievable the amount of news coming out of the Canary Islands off the west coast of Africa. In a very, very unique and rare situation, we need to rely on other types of charts to get information about a situation that can impact the United States in ways that people could never even imagine. This is not just being reported by me, this is taking on a lot of steam as we've had one of the volcanoes in the Canary Island chain blow its top right after a 3.8 earthquake that we did not see on the USGS. We are going to break this down. Also, back in 2017, something took place in the Atlantic Ocean that professionals thought would never happen. In fact, it was called a fluke and a freak of nature. Very interesting choice of words, but nonetheless, for the first time ever, we had 10 tropical depressions become 10 hurricanes within a 10-week period. And yes, this was straight through from Hurricane Franklin, which was a Category 1, all the way through Major Hurricane Ophelia, with at least 2 Category 5 hurricanes in that 10-storm span. And only 2 short years later, we were reminded in the 2020 season just how much of a fluke the 2017 season may not have been. The Atlantic Ocean not just posing hurricane or cyclone threats on this day, and we're going to break it all down right now. Here we go. Wow, my friends, we're back. It is September 19th, 2021 at 12:08 p.m., and we may literally be dealing with a situation where a major eruption has been said to have taken place in the Canary Island chain. Now, we talked about this just the day before yesterday as a huge risk to the United States and surrounding areas, just because the United States and its eastern coast is in the exact crosshairs of any sort of tsunami or seismic activity that could occur at the Canary Islands, specifically the La Palma Volcano, which is said to be erupting, or at least a volcano within that chain is erupting after days of seismic activity, not to mention literal earthquakes within the caldera of La Palma. You can see that right here. We dissected this 2 days ago as I talked to you about my buddy Chris, who's been feeding me this information. Incredible stuff going on here. And the risk it poses to not just the United States, but the entire coastline surrounding the Atlantic Ocean. Now, I'm just learning more and more about this situation. Now, I was aware of the volcano itself, but wasn't aware of the activity going on, mostly because I didn't know based off of the lack of information from the USGS, but you are looking at a video taken of one of the plumes that exited out of that mountain, which does not happen every day. In fact, one of the first signs you look for with the possibility of an eruption is seismic activity, fissures, openings in the ground, or minor eruptions like you see right here on your screen. This is no joke, and this is a huge situation playing out right before our eyes. I'm just going to read this very quickly to you. This was put out about 46 minutes ago. La Palma, Spain, September 19th, Reuters. A volcano erupted in the Spanish Canary Islands of La Palma on Sunday, sending fountains of lava and a plume of smoke and ash into the air, into thin air, from the Cumbre Vieja National Park in the south of the island. Now, this is also very important. Authorities had already begun evacuating the infirm and some farm animals from the surrounding villages before the eruption, so they've been monitoring this and watching this as we have. And that took place on a wooded slope in the Cabeza de Vaca area with over 22,000 tremors this week. We can start understanding more and more why this is such an important situation. You could take all 30 of those hurricanes from 2020 or the big ones from 2017 or whatever happens this year and put them all together, and it won't do even close to the damage or effects that a tsunami from an erupting volcano, specifically the Canary Islands La Palma volcano, will do to the United States, to Puerto Rico, to South America, major parts of Canada. This is not just a United States situation. This is an Atlantic Ocean emergency. And I really hate to say it or to come off like I'm trying to spread fear. That is not what I'm trying to do. But the fact of the matter is the size of the wave that could potentially come from this situation and the effects that would have, especially on the U.S. coast, where we haven't had anything like this happen in probably a good few hundred years. We've had some big waves hit Alaska, but the United States coastlines have been almost like an off-limits area, as if those things don't happen to us. But guess what? They do, and they very much can. And I think we're starting to see a bunch of eyes opening right now that this may be a little more significant than people are thinking. To have any sort of evacuation within an island chain is hard enough as it is, and just imagine being one of the 40 or so thousand people that they are claiming are ready to go at a moment's notice to get off this island. It also doesn't help too much that we don't have a lot of buoys over in this area, so if something did happen that we didn't see via the internet or got notified about, we wouldn't even know about a wave until it kind of started hitting these buoys down here, or maybe these up here. And then, of course, our main mid-Atlantic ridge buoy is out of service at the moment, so I'll let you guys decide on your own what to make of that. And all I can say is I will keep you updated on the latest information concerning La Palma Volcano and that active chain in the Canary Islands. Just an unbelievable situation. It's hard to even move on to another topic after that, but at least we're sticking with the Atlantic Ocean and other situations we need to talk about. That includes the formation, as you're seeing right now, of Tropical Storm Peter. I believe we've been calling on Peter to form for about 3 to 4 days now. We knew it would form, we just didn't know exactly where. And right on its heels, as expected, Tropical Depression 17. Next step would be to name it Rose, with a 20% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days right underneath it. And let's not waste any time for this, because things will change. We'll have to update this plenty of times, but we're seeing Peter right here over the Lesser Antilles Leeward Islands, basically getting stronger moving into the 21st. So we're 2 days ahead of where we are right now. I can just backtrack here and give you guys an idea of what we're looking at today. And we also see the low pressure system that soon could be Rose. So here we go. We watch Peter flow up into southeast pocket quadrant, I guess you could say, of the Atlantic Ocean. We got one here, 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 and here. So this would be our lower left quadrant of areas that we watch. And as we move forward, you're going to start to get an idea of why I was talking about 2017 and 2020 as within the time frame of now and the beginning of October, we see about 10 or 11 storms come and go. Now, that does not mean that these storms will form and look exactly like you're seeing on here. It's the point that the ocean itself, look at that. Look at these 3 low pressure systems, all repeat. East Coast storms, long track, warm water belt hurricanes. That is the theme of this year. And all you have to do is look at the hotspots, specifically within the Gulf, the entire Caribbean, our extended warm water belt that goes all the way to the west coast of Africa, and then even the Gulf Stream, which kind of bleeds up through the Bahamas and gives us a warm water belt that rides up the northeast, which is where hurricanes will sit and survive and thrive as they approach the northeast. We've seen it happen this year and other years. This chart right here shows you similar things, but even more detail. So as we move into the month of October or the end of September, we are known to get storms forming from the center area of the Caribbean. Remember back in 2017, we had a hurricane called Hurricane Nate, one of the fastest moving hurricanes ever as far as direction wise, and shot right through the water gap here between Cancun and Cuba and shot right up the middle of the United States. As of now, we are hoping Peter takes a similar path as Larry did with that hook up north before interacting with the United States. Rip currents and elevated sea levels could be expected in the next 5 or 6 days as Peter makes that approach or northern hook. The time frame of this will certainly change as it slows down and speeds up. Of course, we want to keep an eye out on our friends for Bermuda and obviously the Bahamas if this thing decides to keep tracking west. Last but not least, we have Tropical Depression 17, soon to be or could be Rose within the next few hours even, which we showed right here forming on the heels of Peter. And then even after Rose, the fact that we're seeing just low pressure system, storm, popping out of all areas, low pressure, low pressure, low pressure. We can keep going, boom, boom. We could count 11 or 12 different hurricanes here if they do form. And even into October 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we have 1, 2, 3 significant tropical cyclones in the Atlantic Ocean. This is lining up to be a year that battles 2020, which broke the record for most tropical depressions ever. My friends, it is absolutely crazy out there in the world. I appreciate you guys coming here for info on all these different topics we cover around the world, and I do my best to give you guys the most updated and accurate information I can find and allow you to make your own conclusions based on it. Shout out to Canada. Any concerns or comments, information about this volcano, La Palma, please leave down below. I want to spread the word about this before something really bad happens. I appreciate each and every one of you. Sorry about the late video. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend and a happy and safe Monday. All right, my friends, take care. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all and you will get all notifications from this channel. And trust me, you won't be disappointed.